In web design, color scheme is very important, as many communications researchers claim that most part of the communication take place not through words. So that is kind of a challenge, but also an advantage for web designers. So, for example, if you have if you're just relying on text to convey what are the information or um, kind of clues or navigations and give the impression of your website, that'll be very hard because many visitors may decide not to read a whole bunch of text. But for example, some images, colors, for example, layouts, and all other non word types of communication do apply in web design. So that's where the color scheme come in. So in old design, idea is usually coming from logos. For example, companies have logos such as eBay or IBM. It's a kind of famous for their logos. For example, IBM has its own color. It's called IBM Blue. Um, Another example would be this eBay, for example. It's got multiple colors. It's bright and vibrant and so on. So it is quite noticeable. And in old days, well, even now for that matter, many web designers will start designing the color scheme based on the theme colors. So IBM would be blue and white, for example. eBay, you could use all these colors, yellow, green, and blue, and white, and so on. But as the web gets more advanced or comprehensive, we need a little bit more variety of colors. So let me just go ahead and take a look at what this color palette website. This is a color palette generator. So let's say you have an image that kind of sum up an organization or the topic of your website. So let's say this is about an island, tourism, and that sort of kind of thing. So let's say this is the picture that just summarize the whole website. Then you get to have these palettes of the image, the colors based on this image. So let's say I have a new project of a ballet company. Okay, so this is PNB website, and I just look through it. And usually, what happens is that when a client comes, she or he will bring the content, like a text, as well as images, and then she will have some idea of what are important contents and what are supporting contents and that sort of kind of things. And based on those materials, you get to kind of pick and choose how you can design your color scheme. So for example, let's say you and your client decided this image sums up the website, okay? And then you can use this. Let's see. Let me right click on it and copy image location, and then go to the palette generator, and here just delete that and replace it with the new picture, and click on the button, and it plugs in this image. And then based on that image, it comes up some kind of a suggestion in a way. And so if you want something dull or vibrant, and then based on that, you get to have this hexadecimal color codes. And there isn't a whole lot of variation between the dull and vibrant, but you'll see when you upload some, multicolor, perhaps some yellow, and red, you will see some variation that is very obvious. So let's say we want something calm. We get to use this. So how do I pick and choose these colors? So when you have, let's say, I could say that's going to be my background, and then that's going to be my text, and that's going to be my H1, and so on, and that could be my border and so on. One thing that you want to keep in mind is that a color contrast, especially for text content. So you want to have a good color contrast between the background, whether that's just a plain color or the image. You want to have a good color contrast. For example, good among these colors, the contrast will be perhaps greater between that color and that color. Okay, whether that could be black background or that could be background, the other could be the font color as well. So this is kind of simple and straightforward. And there are other tools, such as Adobe has this tool called Kuler. So that's kuler.adobe.com, and it brings a quite fantastic range of color schemes. So for example, this one, it's a Sif wine labeling. So you can imagine that using these 5 colors, you can create something really nice wine bottle label. So you can say, that could be dark green, could be background, or actually this is common, that is kind of a background, and that could be some images or some drawings and then label there, or that could be the label, that could be some kind of a border around images and things like that. So you can see these are wonderful tools. You can just go through and you can even search. For this time, let's go ahead and create. So go ahead and click on the create button, and then the idea is similar from this palette generator. So you can so idea is basically it picks the color from the image. So you can, if you're really good, if you're an expert in color theories, you can design your own palette just like that using these circles. But for people like me, person like me, I really don't have expertise, so I kind of rely on what Kuler.com, Adobe suggests. So that's fine with me. So I want to put a picture here. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and create, and from an image, and then I need to, let's see, how do I need to register. I'm sorry, if not, I need to sign in. So go ahead and click on sign in, and my Adobe ID, I have a few. And if you don't have one, that's okay, it's free, you can create one. Okay, so now I am logged in. By the way, I apologize for the background noise. There's a lawnmower going on outside. Anyway, let's say I want to put my picture here to get the palettes. So go ahead and click on the upload button, and I have downloaded this picture, and open it, and it's analyzing. So the Kuler picked up some key colors there. Okay, so obvious, as I said, you can move things around so you get some more defined, refined choices. But for now, I'm gonna just accept it. So maybe I'm even gonna save it. PNB first, and I am going to keep it private and save it. And once I get it, once I save it, I get this color. And you can click on it, you can see, and based on these colors, you can kind of think about how you can design your web page. So for example, I have very simple web page. So the background image and then background color and some H1 and H2 tags. So obviously I picked just random color for the background and the font color. So obviously they don't really flow with the image, because the image is the most vibrant or most loud voice here, not the text, anything else, but the image is the most powerful thing. So I will go along with the image in terms of page layout and color scheme here. So let me go back to Kuler, and let's see, perhaps I would, let me go back to the image here. Perhaps instead of this green, I may have some kind of bluish background here, and perhaps this could be bluish greenish, no, bluish grayish background, and then this could be, what can I use? Maybe that color could be the font color. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply this. So let's get, you can download it, you can save it, and you can pick up some color values. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this, and it will give me the hexadecimal values of the colors. So these are all web safe colors, so I am comfortable using these colors for my web design. So let me go back to my web page here. So this is a simple HTML, and inside of the body I have a section, and I have one H1 tag element here and another H2 element there, and that's basically it. And then I link to a CSS file. So what do I have on a CSS file? It's very simple. I have the dancers.jpg, so that is this image, and that's the background. And then I have green background here. It's quite it's quite something there. And then I basically put the background image to be right in the middle. And then for H1 I have white font color, and for H2 also white and center lined. And for the section I have let's see, again, centered it, and background color to be yellow. So that is that, as you can imagine. So let's go ahead and apply the Kuler suggestion here. So for background color, I want to get something bluish, and let's see if that'll work. Should I use that one? No. I think I'm gonna use. I'm debating. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and pick and choose. I'll think about it later. I guess what I should decide first would be what will be the background color of this section, and then what will be the contrasting color that will work with the image. So perhaps I would use maybe that to be background color for the section, and that to be background of the body, and maybe I'll use that. Well, maybe I'll use that. Okay, I'm gonna decide, okay, this is gonna be the section, that's gonna be the font. I know this is not necessarily, may not be the best contrast, but I think it will be enough. So let me go ahead and try this. So again, that's going to be my background colors. I'll highlight it and copy it and go to CSS, and then instead of that ugly green, replace that and hashtag and then hexadecimal, and then for H1, okay, so I have some choices. For I'm gonna choose the, I think I said, what did I say? That to be the background color for the section, right? So instead of a yellow, that bright yellow, I'm gonna put hashtag and then kind of a bright green, bright, I guess gray, a little bit of hint of blue there. And then I'll use this one for, let's see, maybe I'll use that for, maybe for H1. Okay. Paste it. And for H2, so that's the background, so maybe I'll use that one for H2. Okay, so I'm just picking more or less a random color here. I haven't really thought about the contrast and flow and things like that. So let me just go ahead and save this and see how it look. So between this and that, I'm going to refresh it. So let me just click here. So between this and that, what do you think? Personally, I like this one much better. Even though I kind of almost like randomly picked the colors based on the suggestions, you know, I didn't really think hard. But it seems this is much better, in my opinion. I mean, just go back, for example, let's say the background color, even I change that to be, let's say, black, okay, and see if that, how you feel. I'm sorry, white. I get confused. F is everything. Black is 0, nothing. All right. So this is like a, the view is okay, but it kind of breaks the flow, in my opinion. So it's a little bit harsh. That white background is a little bit harsh. So let me go back and change that to the blue. Maybe I'll change it to this color for this time. Let's see how it will work. And Control V, Control S, and come here, and then refresh it. So there you go. So that's how you can use either this color palette generator, or if you want to spend a little bit more time, you can explore Kuler and get the hexadecimal values and apply it, and then just use that in CSS and you can go from there. All right. I hope this will help. Thank you.